First, we're gonna go to Senegal, where people are going to jail like never before. For what reason? You're gonna find out just now. Then we're gonna go to Burkina Faso, one of your favorites. President Ibrahim Traoré went to hospital to visit people, and he did something absolutely insane. You better find out about this. One of the main reasons why Africa doesn't move forward is because people are not called into accountability for things they do. Yeah, one of the reasons why people don't move forward, Africa's not growing, it's because the people that steal in governments, embezzle money, take public funds for themselves, marry 4, 5, 6, 7 wives without being called into accountability. One of the main reasons why Africa is mayhem and people are trying to run away to go Europe or America is because nobody's calling people into accountability. And in some countries, matter of fact is, once you become chief or president or wherever you want to call it, they want to treat you like you're the king. Instead of treating you like a democratically elected president, people will praise you, bow to you, instead of asking you for accountability on how you use the money that belongs to the public for your personal purpose. That is crazy. And why do people do this? People do this so they can be on your good side. People will praise you even if you do negative things, so they can perhaps profit from the crumbles that fall off your table. That is the sad reality of many African nations. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You are appreciated. My name is Mwekassa. White people influence push them to call me Zack. That's what it is. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. We want you here. We like you here. You want to know about the continent? You're at the right place. You want to know about Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Brother, you want to be here. Okay, let's go to this. Senegal. Here's a map. Beautiful place, lovely people. One of the most stable democracy in Africa. It's amazing. They have a great culture of food. Senegal has some of the most delicious food you can possibly think about. You heard of jollof rice? Yes, the fight between Nigerians and Ghanaians arguing who's got the best jollof rice. Forget about them. They don't own jollof. Jollof rice initially came from Senegal. They don't even call it jollof in Senegal. It's amazing. They can make it with fish. They can make it with chicken. They can make it with meat. It's insane. You bite your tongue. Senegal has a beautiful culture of wrestling as well. See these guys? Big, massive guys. They make a lot of money. About $400,000 for the elite for fighting traditional wrestling. Look at the stadium. Major event. It's amazing that you see that they were able to transform a traditional activity into a commercial thing for the people. Let's get back to track. Senegal Anti-Corruption Special Court on Monday indicted Amadou Mansour Faye, a former minister of community development and brother-in-law of ex-president Mwekassa, of a charge of embezzling more than $4.6 million in public funds. Congratulations on what? Pigama coffee. Yes, you gotta pigama coffee. Surely we're gonna get into the depth of this, but for first, you need to pigama coffee because things like this don't happen very much. Now, this guy is not the first guy. He's official number 5 from a previous administration to be charged by the High Court of Justice, a special justice body tasked with trying former government official for crimes committed in office. The court denied him bail and ordered his detention, according to his lawyer Amadou Sall. Now, why is this important? It is important because it is sending a very clear message. My brother, Africans leaders don't give a continental about the people. Why? Because they can steal. Okay, when you are related to the president, or if you are in a good liking of the president, if he chooses you to be part of his government, y'all can steal. Y'all can take money from taxpayers and spend it on your cars. You know, you can build 2, 3 villas for your second, third, fourth wife. Nobody cares about that. They won't ask you a question because they're in power. In most African countries, majority of African countries, the president is king. I mean, he's the boss. Who's gonna put? There's nothing you can do against the president. He can remove everybody, anybody. And it is good to see this brand new government coming into power and taking people into accountability. Now, you know what happens in most cases? In some countries like the DRC, I believe, where the previous president stole so much money and he had an agreement with the brand new president saying, dudes, if I let you become president, don't pursue me for the negative things I did in the past. We forget about that. Is that okay? So all the crimes that I've done, violence I've done on people, all the money I've stolen, billions of dollars, all the lithium, gold, diamonds, mines that I've sold to external entities where I'm getting money, you're not going to pursue me for that, okay? Before I give you power. Apparently, the previous president, this guy, actually earns a percentage of every passport that is bought by the citizens. Hear me out. So he's got a company to go make passports, to print passports. Now, from that company, he makes a percentage of every passport that is sold to the citizen every single day. And for the new president to get into power, he had to agree not to budge on that or not to pursue him for anything he did in the past. Well, this is not the case in Senegal. The new government, as soon as they got into power, they double-checked and audited every little thing that was done by the previous government. So by the time they leave government or leave office, they know where they took it from to where they're going. Now, they are going behind every single politician that profited from the system. Last week, the same court detained 2 other former ministers. Mustafa Diop, who served as an industrial development minister, is accused of embezzling about $4 million from Senegal COVID-19 relief fund. Crazy! The COVID relief fund. People made so much money through COVID. You have no idea. The scam was major in many African nations. I mean, the more COVID cases you got, the more money people in government got. It's crazy. Even doctors got paid to incentivize. Just say it's COVID. So every time people say somebody was unalive and it was COVID, it got paid about $900 in Cameroon, in Gabon. Crazy. So you could be going to the hospital with headache, you pass away, and they say, oh, he was unalive by COVID. He get $900. It was crazy. Now this guy profited about $4 million through embezzlement and crazy fund, and is being brought to accountability. The charges stem from a preliminary inquiry that revealed widespread misuse of state funds under the previous government. The detention underscored the new government's commitment to rooting out corruption at the highest level, even as critics raise concern about political motivations. Absolutely. Is this politically motivated? It's a very possible thing. Okay, like saying you did us wrong, it's time to make you pay. Now, will it be politically motivated if you didn't steal? Oh, if you didn't steal, they can't put you in jail, right? Justice will prevail because you didn't steal. Now, if you stole and you find somebody who's politically motivated to bring you to the ground, then you effed. What I'm saying is this: pursuing people for political reasons is absolutely wrong. And if this is the case, well, I'm sorry for them. But if you stole, shouldn't you be paying for the negative things you did? A lot of politicians will get other people unalive for stupid things like, you liked my girl, or you liked the girl that I liked, but she didn't like me, she liked you, so I'm going to unalive you. It's crazy stuff. Should they pay for that or not? They have to pay. Political people that use the system to enrich themselves to the mercy of other people, of the poor people, of the orphans. People took money from orphans, money from widows, money sponsored by NGOs to change the lives of people. They use it for themselves. Should it be brought to accountability or not? Absolutely. I think Ibrahim Traoré has showed to the world that Africa doesn't need so much help. Africa can do things by itself. Ibrahim Traoré, one of the reasons why people like him very much is because, number one, he refused his salary as a president. He said, pay me as a captain. I don't need your money. It's fine. I'll survive with my captain money. That's good. I'm not trying to impress no second, third, fourth. And matter of fact, I don't have a big stomach. I have a flat stomach. I've got 6-pack, stomach in, chest out. I'm not like this ugly president with big stomach that needs to spray money for them to attract any woman. I mean, this man is elegant. Even without him being president, certainly women will be falling on his feet. Now, he said, I don't want money as a president. He brought people together. He said, let's put money together so we can sponsor our own things. We don't need IMF. We don't need World Bank to give us money so we can build our hospitals, our roads. That's what most African countries do. They will ask for debt from other countries, from China, like Kenya has done so much debt from China, Angola. And now they have to pay the debt back. That's when Kenya was obliged to force the people of Kenya to pay an extra fund, extra tax on bread, tax on cancer treatment, tax on period pad, so they can have enough money to reimburse. How? Because they misused some of the money that was given to them by China. Now, Burkina Faso refuses that. They don't want to use anybody's money. They say, okay, people, from your salary, can you take a percentage, put it in a basket? This is a mutual basket. From this basket, we'll get money to build hospitals. From the money we all put in a basket, we have enough to build roads, to build school and infrastructure. Guess what they've done? Well, Ibrahim Traoré has done number one thing. Very interesting. He has gifted material. He has gifted cars, trucks, motorbikes, and mine detection equipment to VDP. Congratulations, Pika Makofi. Yeah, baby, Pika Makofi. What does that mean? Cars, trucks, armed vehicles, motorbikes, and mine detection material is given to the VDPs.
Effectivement, ce matin, nous venons de procéder.
Indeed, this morning we just handed over the equipment. A very large consignment of all kinds of equipment. Support equipment, mobility equipment for combatants, was provided for the benefit of volunteers defending the homeland. This equipment was acquired through the Patriotic Support Fund, which represents a contribution from the entire Burkinabe population to ensure good working conditions for combatants, and also to enable victories to be achieved for a certain outcome, the victory of the Burkinabe people against the rebel forces.
Who are the VDPs? The VDPs are basically natural human beings, civilians that were living in their neighborhood, their regions when terrorism started. So the terrorists will come into your city and unalive people, take women by force and stuff like that. And you get hurt, right? When you get hurt, first time, second time, third time, you have enough. You say, you know what? I'm not a soldier, but I can't wait for the military anymore to come and defend me. How about, Mr. President, you assign some people to train me so I can be strong enough to defend my family when these terrorists come again? That's exactly what happened. Now, these people are very different from Congolese. See, these DRC people, they just cry. They say, oh, they are attacked. The reason why they are attacked is because their neighbor is sponsored by America. America is giving them weapons. They're scared to death. Because, you know what they say? They say, oh, the war is for the military. The army must go fight the war. These are 100 million people. 100 million people accusing Rwanda that got like less than 8 million people of harassing them. Rwanda has less than 500,000 soldiers. These are 100 million men scared of less than 100,000 soldiers. Crazy stuff. Now, if you're scared of these people, if you believe they are attacking, why don't you train? Why don't you get your men in the street? But, well, they say they don't want to go to war. But look at them. This is them in the concert. You see, this is a stadium with 120,000 people. That's 120,000 men dancing, but they're scared to go fight. Anyway, that's not the case in Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso, they say we're not going to wait. If you ask these Congolese men, why don't you fight? They say, no, the army is already fighting. Anyway, now, back to Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso, but they're nice people. They like to dance. If you need somebody to entertain you dancing, you can call them. If you need entertainment or people know how to dress up, colors, green, you see, they like to dress up and stuff. They're just happy people. They don't like to unalive people. Anyway, let's go back to Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso, VDPs are people that are trained to defend the nation. These are just civilians. Now, is this dangerous? Yes, it is dangerous. Why? Because a civilian who becomes trained in weapons doesn't necessarily have the mental training of a soldier or maybe the discipline. It's a possibility. Could a civilian do crime? It's a possibility. Now, can army people do crime? Oh, of course they can do crimes. So it comes down to the bottom of who you truly are inside. Number two, Ibrahim Traoré went to hospitals to visit people. These are soldiers that were hurt in war. He goes there by himself. He doesn't send a representative, go watch. No, he goes by himself to an hospital that his government is updated financially. So he's promising them, we're going to make sure you have everything here.
There's a project underway with the hospital. It had been thought about by people, but I think we brought the project here so that you could add whatever you wanted, and for it to be a futuristic hospital.
The equipment that you need is going to come here. Just remember that the guy went to Russia to see the Russian president, and all he was talking about is acquiring knowledge, acquiring intelligence. He's a student of the game. He wants Russians institute in Burkina Faso so they can learn, get the military equipment, get the technology so they can be self-sufficient. Congratulations on that. Let me know how you feel about this. Again, Senegal bringing people to accountability for stealing, for looting the government. Do you think this is reasonable, or do you think this is politically motivated, just trying to pay the people of previous government the negative they did? Again, if they didn't do anything wrong, should they be afraid? Burkina Faso, again, Ibrahim Traoré, it's it, delivering cars, motorbikes and armed vehicles and man detection instruments to the people so they can continue resisting freeing their country. And he goes again to visit people at the hospital to show them sympathy and presence. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. How do you think Africa can do better? God bless.